G'day peeps, another one of Robbie's cooking tutorials. Short and simple today, minimal fuss, will take a bit of time, but that's just you sitting there watching your favourite show. Alright, so we've got the garlic and rosemary lamb and leg mini roast from Woolies. It was reduced to clear for it. I'll snap it up. Yummy, yummy, as some people say. I believe it's a blue wiggle. Irony or coincidental, I don't know. You got the blue bloody logo on the Australian lamb. Sam Kerkovich. So I'm going to put aside chicken today and we're going to get this sorted. Okay, first things first, we're going to have to go warm up the barbecue. Alright, we're over here at the Weber. So we're going to crank her up and we're going to warm her up at the same time, obviously. So we're going to let her go all the way to max. Common sense, people. Turn her on to max over here. And let's ignite her straight away. Boom. There she goes. Oh, I love that electric ignition. Okay, so she's going to warm up. Now, honestly, I've done a little bit of tweaking over time. This is the BBQ, the standard edition. I'm just going to send it down to about just below maximum and let her start heating up. And I'm going to have her just above medium during the progression. And that, as I put the lid down, will eventually give me about the just under the 200, which is what I'm looking for Celsius, or 180. So I cook through for 45 to an hour's time where I require. Alright, while this is warming up, it's going to take about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to go prep the veggies for roasting. Right, the Woolies lamb leg is unpacked, your garlic and rosemary. I'm not going to use the tray that came with it because I'm chucking it on the Weber. But that's a nice nifty little option. You can just chuck it straight in the oven. You're going to lose any of those juices as the fat renders. Veggies are ready to go. I opted out on the onion and the sweet potato. There's so much room I've got in it. I just wanted to use up most of the pumpkin instead of waste it since I cut into it already. So now we're going to go have a look if the barbecue's ready to go. Okay, she's just been brought down. She's been brought up to a rye bowl temperature about 220. She's down at 200 now. I've put it down to a nice low amount, just below halfway. And we're going to open her up. She should go down further. Nice and simple. We're going to cook it for the amount that Woolies specifies. So we're going to get our lamb. So bear with me as I chuck everything on. And then we're going to chuck on the veggies around the lamb. And she's going to be ready to go. Alright. Everything's in there. Lamb, leg, your veggies. And we're going to hit it on 60 minutes according to Woolies guide. Weber's guide is for every meal at the widest part, 1 minute for every meal. So in theory we're looking at 60 mil, 60 minutes. But I've got a feeling that this is how long it's going to take. I'm going to crank it up again, hit start, crank it up a little bit to bring it back up to temperature real quick, and then drop it back down to just around the medium mark. And after 60 minutes, cross your fingers, it's going to be done. Good thing about this is reduce the clear meat, trial and error method, first time cooking a roast on the Weber. Hopefully it's not going to be an issue, and at least it's not going to affect the hip pocket if it is. Alright, see you in 60 minutes, peeps. As she's rolling, 180, bang. I just don't want to let Australia Day go. Oh wait, hang on a minute, back again to with the lamb that we're cooking. Okay, so just double checking, we've got about 20 minutes left to go on the hour, and she's still at 180 on the dot. Now there was a bit of messing around to overcomplicate things. She's holding steady with all that stuff and goodness inside at about just over halfway, so there was a bit of messing around with the temperature knob to make sure it stays at the 180. But once she got to about 180, that's where she's holding with all that goodness inside. And we'll be back in about 20 minutes. Open her up. I do not want to open her up right now because it will defy the purpose of the Weber. It's meant to be nice and easy. I'm overcomplicating stuff already. That's just the way I like to roll. But back in 20, all done. Then we'll give it 10 minutes resting time, even though it should be a little bit longer in theory. But we know we can't wait that long to eat our tucker. Alright, peace out. I'll see you in 10. Alright, so an hour later, and we're going to have a look at this puppy. So, she hasn't been opened. I've gone by the instructions. We've got 20 seconds to go to be hours up. It's got the veggies in there. Played around with it a bit. Hopefully she's all good. It's overkill on that portion of meat, but with that said, there's some veggies. So, you know, let's I would have said 45 minutes in an oven. Let's go have a look. And we're talking about medium. So let's hit that. Let's quieten her down. And let's open up this bag girl. Oh my God. Look at that lamb. Oh my God. Look at that lamb. Okay, so if I'm just analysing this right now, honestly, those veggies are good. Pumpkin's gone soft. I'd probably say a little bit longer, honestly. I probably would have said 200. We're debating this meat, okay, because we have to go into it. It looks great on the outside. I just hope at the very least it's at the medium. Okay, I don't mind overkilling it for a first attempt, but I don't want to, you know, eat completely raw meat. Good thing about lamb is there's a little bit of leeway. Okay, so I'm going to turn her off and let her rest for a little bit. So bang, she goes off. We're going to drop that completely off. And we're going to let her rest for 10 minutes. So peace out, peeps, again. And we'll be back in 10 to 15 to start carving her up. Alrighty, she's been resting for 10 minutes. Let's have a look at this baby. Yes, now a little secret, I actually covered it in foil during that resting period. Just to keep those juices in. No juices really escaping. There was a little bit on the oil, but the smell is to die for. I'm sorry, I'm not being myself. Actually, the smell's great. That's right, that's right. We're talking about lamb here. So I'm going to put this down for a split second. And we're just going to cut into it. We're going to carve a little bit off the side here. These little bits right at the end there, remember? 180 degrees at an hour. Okay, she's well above medium, but you can still see a nice amount of pink there, and that looks beautiful. And that's the end tip. So getting into it, you can see that this is going to be a magnificent piece of meat. The garlic, the rosemary. Thank you, Woolies. Reduce to clear. Just remember, reduce to clear, like I say, doesn't necessarily mean poorer quality. It just means policies in place at a big company just to make sure everything's safe. But with that said, look at that. That's an RTC item. That's perfection. That's perfection. On the Weber grill, 1 hour. Now, if I wasn't messing around with the camera and everything, 1 hour. By the time the barbecue's warmed up, got those veggies ready, and I'll be back in a second with a complete meal, and we're going to enjoy this. Alright, so we're looking at it, and I'd probably say that that's probably about medium there, borderline medium. Looks beautiful. It does look beautiful. You got your roast veggies, nice, and honestly, as we get a little bit in, we'll probably say that's medium rare, if anything. Okay, I can see this. ETA, 1 hour, according to the Woolies guidelines, 180 degrees, consistently maintain according to the temperature recommended by the packet. You got your lamb leg, rosemary, garlic, veggies. They've got a bit of herbs and spices on them with some olive oil tossed up. Didn't want to overcomplicate it. I'll tell you what, it looks great. That's the sort of shit they tell you has to look on MasterChef. I prefer a little bit more done, but I ain't complaining. We're all carnivores here. If you're not, you shouldn't be watching this. Parental advisory should have been recommended. Also, carnivore advisory should have been recommended, where we actually tell you, vegans, vegetarians, don't watch this. Sam Kekovich would be screaming for me saying this. But with that said, you know what? Yummy, yummy. I don't care. Peace out, peeps.